Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shuffle Podcast, episode 282. I'm Joe.
And I'm Annie.
And I'm Annie. Annie, how's it going?
Going good.
That's so good. I'm going to say that's great, but you said it was going good.
That was
so
all right. Actually,
going well.
today was kind of an awful day.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Not your best.
Not my best. Yesterday.
Not of any fault of your own.
No, not of any fault. Yesterday was one of the best days of my life. Today, one of the worst.
Yeah.
That's
Why
exaggerating,
was
but it wasn't.
one of the best days.
Huh?
Why was yesterday one of the best days?
I got to go to Epic Universe.
Oh, right. I was like, what happened yesterday?
So fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was...
For those of you that don't know, Universal's new park, Epic Universe. Which is, from what I've heard, God's gift to this very earth.
That seems like an exaggeration, but was very fun.
Yeah.
I think it's just the fact that,
Is it as big as it looks? Smaller than it looks.
Small.
Disappointing.
So this is something that's interesting. I actually wanted to talk about Epic. I know we don't really do theme parks, but
yeah, no, that's
it's
fine.
kind of a big topic.
Go off, yeah. Something new and exciting in our lives.
Something new and exciting, which is, I think, why I liked it so much, because we spend our lives around theme parks, and it's something new.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time we were walking around, and everywhere we looked.
Is it as epic as they say?
It's very cool.
Oh?
Having said that,
yeah,
it has a lot of technical issues, which we are still in previews.
It is brand new, yeah.
We are still in previews. We're doing the annual pass holder previews right now. So they even have signs up everywhere saying we are in technical previews right now. You may or may not experience everything in this park. So you go into it knowing that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of downtime yesterday.
Yeah.
But we went in knowing that, and we still had a great time. It was so fun. I think some of the rides in it are, like, technologically the coolest rides that have ever been done. Like, incredible. The theming of the worlds, the portals are incredible.
Yeah.
My one concern, this is not my one concern, one of my concerns is a better way to phrase it. This park is not very big. I would equate it to Magic Kingdom in terms of size.
Okay. They fit a lot of people in Magic Kingdom.
They're also going to fit a lot of people in Epic.
Yes, they will.
Capacity is 100,000 people.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than the capacity of Magic Kingdom.
Not on peak days. Magic can hold 100,000 people at Christmas.
I'm pretty sure they max at 90.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was 100,000. Epic's is 100,000. That is my one concern. It's around the same size, I think, of Magic Kingdom, if not smaller.
Yeah.
There is not nearly as many rides. There is 11 attractions in Epic Universe. There's
decent
30-something in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, but how many of them are?
I know, little teeny bopper rides. Yeah. Yesterday, there was 10,000 people in the park with us.
How'd it feel?
Walking around, you could tell there was nobody.
Yeah.
It like, we would walk into a portal and, like, go into a certain section, and we'd be like,
where are the
only people in that section, which doesn't happen usually, especially in a park like that. Wait times were high. Everybody's in riding rides.
Right.
Not as many people are walking around. Everyone's riding rides.
Yeah. It's a given for previews.
Having said that, wait times were like high Disney wait times, high-ish, medium to high Disney wait times, with only 10,000 people in the park.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous to see how it goes.
Well,
when they open it for the general public.
Not fully staffed, I would assume.
Hope not.
Previews are not prioritizing short waits. They're just prioritizing keep things running.
Rehearsal. Yeah.
And so I get it. It will be interesting to see, like, what happens when they officially open, which for all intents and purposes they're open.
Yeah, because they've opened to the general public. Like, they've opened certain tickets to them.
Yeah, so anybody who's anybody can go.
Mm-hmm.
And they just, again, have that expectation of don't expect anything, because technically speaking, we're in soft
Which
open.
of the 11 attractions, we missed 2 of them. One for technical reasons. We tried to get into Monsters, and we were at the load dock, and they dumped us out.
That's rough.
Yeah, that one is a little knife in the heart. But and then Ministry, which is the big, like,
that one
the big
looks
one.
Incredible.
Ministry, if you don't know anything about Epic, is like their ticket attraction.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you go to Epic, and me and Caitlin talked about this. People go to Epic for that ride.
Yeah.
It is down 90% of the time.
Yeah.
It did not open yesterday until I think like 3 o'clock, something like that.
Jeez.
Later. And then it's virtual queue. And there's 10,000 people in the park. And we asked a team member, they only opened 3,000 spots for the virtual queue. We did not get one.
Yeah.
We tried every time. And I feel like we're pretty like good with stuff like that. Did not get one. So
yeah, it's going to be tough again, because obviously it's going to draw in a lot of people. I don't think they'll fill to capacity.
Yeah.
They may go upwards of 60,
yeah,
70,000.
They're not going to get to 100,000 anytime soon. I don't think.
Maybe around Christmas,
maybe.
But it really depends on ticket prices. But it will be interesting to see when they actually are officially opened how things go there.
Now, me and Caitlin, what's also interesting, me and Caitlin today saw she found a TikTok that said they're talking about not only virtual queue for ministry, like the ride, virtual queue to get into each portal.
Be interesting.
Be very interesting. That would suck.
Yeah, I think
if
a lot
I
of
had
people
a park
would be
ticket,
very unhappy.
I would be very upset.
Yeah, if you spent over $100 to go to a park.
If you have 100,000 people in that park, I don't think there's any other way you can do it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can fit 100,000 people in that park easily. So I think that's their option.
Yeah.
Or they lower their capacity.
Yeah, which I don't think they'll do. Because
it sells.
I do think it'll be, I mean, again, wait times are going to be crazy when they actually start letting more people into the park. But I think that once people are in there and they're getting food and they're doing shopping and they're doing anything that's not waiting in line for rides, the wait times will make more sense.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. There was also, I will say, you could tell walking around, there's a lot of room for expansion behind.
Yeah.
So I think once they start making money off of it and they start being able to add on more, because I don't think they have money to do that right now.
I think they spent quite a bit.
All on Harry Potter.
Yeah.
They spent all on ministry.
And the hotel.
And the hotel. Hotel, beautiful, by the way. We also talked about that. We stayed till close. Close was at 9 o'clock.
Right.
When the sun goes down, that park is stunning.
Yeah, that's what they built it for.
Exactly. Yesterday it was dark there for 45 minutes while it was open.
Yeah, that tracks.
So I even
said... And they close really early in the winter months.
Earlier. Like Universal closes some nights at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so me and Caitlin were saying, I at least was saying, I think that they should, even if they do a later start time, like open it at 11 or noon, keep it open until midnight. Keep it open until 11 p.m.
I think they probably
Because that park was made to be seen at night.
Yeah. I think they probably will end up extending their hours. Now that they've got 3 theme parks, I think they're going to start extending their hours longer because they're going to get a crazy crowd. Like they're going to have crowds they've never seen before.
That they're not ready for.
Yeah. And good for them. They deserve it. The park looks incredible. And they put a lot of work into this thing. And they got it done quick.
They broke ground in 2019, but obviously were delayed quite a while for the pandemic.
And still managed to open.
They were delayed. I think I remember reading for I think it was 13 months. Whenever they stopped. Yeah. It was like they stopped in March and it wasn't until like the next June that they started working again, June of 2021.
And they not only did they manage to open by 2025, they managed to open earlier than the date they had already moved up. So they were supposed to open this summer. And then they moved it up to May. And now, and granted it is May already, but like they opened last month.
I will say they are open, but they are still working on it.
Yeah.
There's construction still everywhere. There's things that are not, Yes. So this one bathroom in the corner of the park that we just happened to go to several times yesterday. This is a funny story, actually. The women's restroom, when you walk in, there's lights at the front where the sink is, and it goes far back, like it's almost like a tunnel back.
Okay.
Where all the stalls are, because, women's restrooms have lots of stalls. They've got to. Not a single light back there.
Just dark?
Dark. And so much so, I have night blindness. I can't see in the dark.
Right.
I had to use my flashlight just to go to the bathroom. Like, I put it on the little, like, thing where the toilet paper goes.
Are there, like, places where lights should be?
Is there? Okay, I'm glad you noticed them, because I did not.
Lights are there, just not working.
Okay, so the last time we used this bathroom, we walked out and we were talking about it because it was multiple times that day and it was the craziest thing. I've never seen a bathroom like this. And we walk out and this team member overhears us and he walks up to us and he's like, "Are you guys talking about the lights in the women's restrooms?" Because it was just this one. Every other bathroom, full light. And he was like, "So, funny story. Our whole electrician team is male. And I guess there's some rule. Male electricians cannot go into a women's restroom."
Seems like a dumb rule.
It seems like a dumb rule. However, that's the rule, I guess. And there's not one female woman on.
Female woman.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I know I was trying to use inclusive terms. On their electrician team. I don't know. So nobody has been able to go in there and install the lights, fix the lights. I don't even know. And he said they were there, but they're not on. They're not working. I don't know. But he said
it sounds like a bad excuse.
He said he was very apologetic. He was like, "I'm so sorry. We're working on it. It's gonna get done. It's gonna happen shortly in the near future. Something."
You're like, "Well, it just ruined my vacation. I'm never coming
He was
back."
very apologetic about it, and I was like, "It's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's
Toilet
not."
still worked.
I know.
The important part of the bathroom still
It was
worked.
just funny that we noticed it multiple times, and he just happened to overhear that and gave us an explanation as to why that was the whole thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
what if he was like, "Oh, that's actually not supposed to be used. Those are the bathrooms just for the workers."
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Very good.
That. There's no way that rule is real.
I don't know. It had something to do with there was no woman electricians
That's wild.
on their team,
It
but
sounds
they
like
were getting one. They were hiring one, or one was coming, or something.
It sounds like something that he was told by somebody
Maybe.
playing a prank on him.
Maybe could be. I don't know.
Oh, cool. But otherwise, good experience. Great experience. You said it was a great day. So
it was very, very fun. Our new favorite ride is there, Stardust Racers, the roller coaster. That's there. Yeah. It's the dual coaster.
Yep.
They have
everybody loves a dual coaster. They're classic.
Yeah, this one they have two trains obviously going side by side to each other. Yep. It's the same people that did Velocicoaster, and you can tell.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a thrill ride.
It is better than Velocicoaster.
No shot. I think
it is better than Velocicoaster.
I'll be the judge of that.
It's better than Velocicoaster. It's better than Velocicoaster. However, it has a lot of very similar elements. The launches are very similar. The top hat is very similar.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a roller coaster.
There's only so much you can do. However, nothing will top the feeling of they call it the celestial spin.
Mm-hmm.
It's the highest point of the ride. You launch up
into... That was my nickname in high school.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You launch into it, and the coasters spin over top of each other.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, I know the move. Yeah.
I'm showing it for the camera.
Yeah.
They spin over top of each other. One goes underneath and flips underneath upside down. One flips underneath on the top side. It's very, very cool. Yeah. Nothing will beat the feeling of experiencing that for the first time. And not only feeling it, because it's a very cool feeling to do that spin when you're up that high.
Yeah.
Seeing the other coaster
doing the same thing
inches from your head was unmatched. And there's two sides to it, of course, because they're dueling coasters.
Yeah.
We did both sides. Yeah, we did both sides to compare them. I liked the side that went underneath better, because when you're upside down, you're right there, and you're looking, and there's like people, right there, and nothing will match.
So the one that is on top but upside down.
Yes, Caitlin? Question mark. Green was upside down on top. Yeah. Green flips over and then goes down.
Yeah.
Like the backside under. Yellow flips
up
under and then goes over.
Yeah.
After. Yeah.
So you're more of a top.
Yes.
Yeah. Good for you.
Anyway, that was a whole lot of weird roller coaster talk, but that ride, the feeling of that ride is unmatched. First time I rode it, there's the two sides. First time we rode Yellow, I almost blacked out.
Yeah.
I do well on
pure thrill.
I don't even know. I do very well on roller coasters. I don't usually get motion sick. I don't usually have an issue with them. I got done with Yellow and almost blacked out. Caitlin had to like hold my arm off the
Yeah.
ride because I thought I was gonna pass out. Then we did green, and I was like, oh, I'm fine. I can do it again.
Yeah.
So we went on yellow again, almost blacked out again. So I don't know. There's something with the yellow side that
Yeah. Shaking it a little bit.
it's the same track. It's the craziest thing, just the other direction.
Yeah.
It's like how Space Mountain's the same track, but different ways.
Yeah.
Something about the equilibrium, momentum. I don't know.
Threw you
Science, physics threw me off. And yellow.
I'm sure there's something behind it.
Yellow makes me want to pass out.
Interesting.
Yeah. So those are my thoughts on Epic.
Well, that's good. I do need to go. I've been invited multiple times.
You haven't gone yet?
Haven't. I mean, like future dates. They're like, I'm going this time. If you'd like to join, I'm like, yeah, I do want to. I just am not sure that I'm willing to commit the money right now. I've got other things that I'm spending money on.
That's
so.
true. I was skeptical at first, but
I know I'm gonna love it.
I'm very glad I did it.
Yeah, and I know,
Especially
that I will have fun,
before the general public. I know it's open to general public right now,
Yeah. but not
I'm
really.
Not really. I'm glad I did it before like it actually opens to the general
Yeah.
public.
That is always fun.
Mhm.
Makes you feel special.
Makes you feel a little special.
Yeah.
I got a cool little mug out of it.
Question for you.
Answer.
We've done not you and I, but we've talked about cereal on this podcast before. But do you have a favorite cereal?
So you're not gonna like this answer. I don't love cereal.
Okay, I don't hate the answer.
One of my lower tier breakfast choices. Like
Yeah.
if I have I don't love breakfast in general.
I don't eat breakfast. Yeah.
I don't usually eat it. If I do, it's later and it's more like a brunch, like an avocado toast kind of thing.
Gross, but yeah.
I
I can get on board with brunch, but you
but
bring
if
avocado to the
if I've
table, get
got
out.
breakfast food in front of me, I'm not reaching for cereal. But if I do,
Yeah, gun to your head, you have to say
gun
what's
to my
your favorite
head,
cereal. Yeah.
this is the part you're not gonna like.
Okay. If you say Special K, I'm gonna throw this
I'm
microphone
not
at your
going to,
head.
but it's
Okay.
worse.
Is it plain Cheerios?
Cornflakes.
Have we talked about this before?
I think so because
Now
I
I'm suddenly
feel
thinking
like
we
you.
have talked about
We
this
haven't
on
talked
the
about it on the
podcast.
podcast, but
Okay.
I feel like I've said that to you before because I feel like you made
Okay,
fun
so
of me
Special
for
K is cornflakes. So are we in agreement on that? Yours is Special
Caitlin's
K.
a
Okay,
Special
so
K.
you're both fucking losers. Have some taste. Get a little bit of sugar in your diet. My God. Like anything. Do you
Okay,
add
if-
anything to the cereal?
No.
You're just
Milk.
eating flakes
Cornflakes and milk.
of puffed corn.
Now, if I had to pick like a super sweet sugary one,
I don't need you to pick the opposite
no,
end of the
this
spectrum.
is like might be niche. I actually don't know how popular cereal is because I don't eat cereal.
If you say Count Chocula, I'm going to throw
No.
this microphone at you.
No, Crave.
Oh, with the weird commercials
Yeah,
with the chocolate
and
eats
the
the chocolate.
chocolate inside.
Yeah,
Those are
that's
very-
not super niche.
Okay. I really like Crave.
Yeah, I've never had it.
But that to me is not breakfast. That's like dessert. Like in my household, my brothers and my dad would eat cereal as dessert. Like they would pour themselves a bowl of cereal for dessert. But we would have
that's an abnormal behavior.
It would be like Crave or like something super sugary.
Sure,
like that.
it's still an
Golden
abnormal behavior
Grams.
to have a bowl of a meal with after another meal.
But cereal's just not a meal.
Technically speaking, per the definition of a meal, it is.
But then you can say the same thing about chocolate cake or ice cream.
No, because those are labeled as desserts. Cereal is a
So it's
is
just the
labeled as a
label
meal.
is what makes it meal or dessert.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how labels
That's
work.
That's really stupid.
Yeah, I didn't make the rules. Big Breakfast did. Big Cereal made the rules. Like the people who say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, it started because of cereal companies.
It's definitely not because I don't eat breakfast most days and I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there.
Not dead yet. It's but that saying breakfast is the most important meal of the day was started by cereal companies in order to sell cereal.
I love an egg.
Okay.
Like if we're talking about breakfast of choice.
I love an egg. How many eggs do you have when you're eating eggs?
2.
2 eggs. That's a good amount. I
Do
usually
you-
go
How do you eat your eggs?
scrambled only. I'm very
I will eat a
childlike.
scrambled egg. My egg of choice,
Everybody would eat a scrambled egg.
fried over hard.
I don't even know what that means.
What? You never fried an egg before?
I know what a fried egg is.
Okay.
When you start saying over easy, medium, hard, you've lost me entirely.
Over hard is like as cooked as you can make it.
Right. So
I
not
don't want-
not yolk,
I
not
don't
snotty.
want any snotty yolk.
The L.
Yolk?
Yolk.
That is the word.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Yolk.
The yolks.
How do you say it?
I'd probably say yolk.
Yolk?
Yolk.
Ooh, that is Y-O-K-E. That is a different
You're
word
absolutely
altogether.
right.
Yolk.
I mean,
I don't think
will
I'm wrong
say
about
the
this.
first time you said it, you heavily pronounced the L. That
Yolk.
the time just now, less L.
I want no runny yolk.
No. Why just no runny yolk? A little bit of Scottish accent there. That was fun.
I want no yolk.
No yolk.
Okay.
I can't do yolks. Ugh. Get them
like
out of here.
people who eat like over easy, and
I
like
think-
you know the people that like dip
Dip
their
their
toast.
My dad does that. My dad's a yolk
Nasty.
man.
He's a yolk man.
He's a yolk man. I
Nasty.
can't. Scrambled is the only egg I'll eat. I mean, I guess omelets, but that's just scrambled, but
I
without
will say,
mashing
as
it up.
much as I like eggs, as much as I love a fried egg, I can't think about eggs too much, or
Yeah.
I can't do them for
I
like a
don't-
month.
Do you think?
No.
What do you mean
no.
you think about eggs?
If you think about what the egg is,
Dead chicken, baby chicken,
not even that.
unborn chicken,
It is,
chicken that never got to be chicken.
yeah. Like if you think about what it is, if I think about it too much, I can't eat eggs for like a month.
That's why I just don't eat. What? I don't think about food. I just eat it. Shut up.
You don't think about food. You
I don't
just
think
eat
about
it.
food. I just eat it, unless it's the food I don't like, in which case I still don't think about it. I just don't eat it.
I fear I think about literally anything and everything.
Right. Yeah, just eat the food. What do you mean think? What are you thinking about?
I think about the fact that it's
Are you a vegetarian?
no, but if I think about it too much, I would be.
No.
If I think about meat too much, I can't eat it for like a month.
But just what do you mean think about it?
Like think about what it is and what I'm doing.
You're just eating. There's nothing to think
Exactly.
about.
So gross if you think about it.
It's not really though.
It is.
No.
It is.
But it's not, because we raise cows the same way we literally grow cows the same way we grow corn. Like
Stop
that's
shaking your head,
That's just
FFA.
what we do. We farm animals the same way we farm food.
Hey,
I
Farmer
say animals
Joe.
and food separately. And the same way we farm crops.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Good. And I guess my argument's done.
I'm only saying if I think about like
Yeah, but don't think about
eating, that's like telling me not to breathe. I can't.
No,
not
it's
think-
actually two separate things.
I can't not think about something. Have you ever tried not thinking about something?
Yeah, all the time. I don't think. Yeah, I'm a guy. It's actually
We
pretty
are
easy.
two different people.
Yeah, it's actually ask any guy you know. It's really easy for us to just not think.
I was gonna say I'm a girl with chronic OCD.
Yeah,
My life is overthinking things.
sure. Yeah, but just eat it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I don't know that. I guess it is. I guess it could be what she said.
Exactly what she said.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, don't think, just eat.
Don't think about it. Just eat it.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
All right.
I had a
Your mother
question.
watches this.
I
My
had a-
favorite cereal, by the way.
oh yeah.
Golden Crisp, but I guess I'll just go fuck myself. Cool, I guess. Had some before I came over today, before I went to the movie. That's why I thought about it. I went home from work
And
and
had
I
a
was
bowl
like,
of
I
Golden
want,
Crisp.
yeah. I was like, I want a little meal before I go to the movie. And
What is
so I
Golden
had
Crisp? I don't actually think I know what Golden
puffed
Crisp is.
wheat. The puffed wheat cereal with honey. They have a competitor.
Joe, I gotta say you're on a roll tonight.
Yeah, they have a competitor cereal. It's called Honey Smacks. Not as good.
That's the one with the frog.
Yeah, and Golden Crisp was the one with the bear.
Oh,
Yes.
diabetes
Yes.
Yes.
In a box.
in a box.
Yeah. In a bag in a bag in a box.
in a bag in a box.
In a bag. And then they have the Great Value version, which is just called like
wheat.
puffed wheat cereal, and it's absolute ass. And when I was growing up, my mom
I
would
thought you were talking
occasionally-
about Golden Grams when you said
no,
golden.
grams are also okay, but
What
not
did you say? Golden
Golden Crisp.
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 When I was growing
I
up,
thought you were saying Golden Grams.
my mother would occasionally buy the puffed wheat cereal from Great Value
Mm-hmm.
from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as a good young boy that I was, of course I would eat the cereal and not complain. but as the honest adult man that I am, I would bitch to my mother all the time about buying this ass cereal. I'm like, Ma, spend the money. Buy the Golden Crisp. Please, I beg of you. I'm suffering. It just wasn't like there's
Spend the extra 50 cents.
There's a stark difference between Golden Crisp, Honey Smacks, and puffed wheat cereal, and Golden Crisp.
I've
is
had a Golden
superior.
Crisp. I don't think I've ever just had the regular puffed wheat. But
Yeah,
I imagine
don't save yourself.
Okay.
Not good.
I also like shredded wheat, but like the one with like the strawberry on top.
Okay, flavor, that's good.
Yeah, not just the plain one.
Yeah.
Like the icing. What do they call it? The mini wheats, right?
I don't know what they're frosted wheats.
Yeah.
Frosted mini wheats.
Yes.
Now we're there.
There we go.
Those
are
never
also-
had them
Really?
because I don't like
However-
eating. I don't like eating.
Shredded wheat.
Yeah, it feels like I'm chewing on the plant. It feels like I'm eating hay.
Okay. I will say,
If I wanted hay,
I
I'd
would
throw
sit
some
there
hay in
with
my
the
mouth
box of like the frosted mini wheats.
and just
No.
okay.
Yes, but I would look at each one because you could tell which ones were going to be good and which ones weren't,
Right.
just based on like where the frosting was, how much there
Sure,
was.
yeah.
And so I'd pick out the good ones.
Mm.
I would just eat the good ones.
Like frosted flakes,
Eh.
because then they're just cornflakes with the same frosting that you. I mean, I guess if you're not getting.
You gotta keep in mind. I'm a dessert girl, but I don't love overly sweet things.
One time I had a bowl of frosted flakes, and I didn't have any milk in the house. But my dad, I could always count on my dad to have half and half because my dad loves coffee. So there was always half and half in the
I've
fridge.
heard this story before.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we've said.
I
it
don't
on
know.
here,
I'm
but
sure I have at
yeah.
some point or another. But I poured half and half into my frosted flakes, and I thought I was gonna throw up.
Yeah.
I mean, I love half and half to this day, and I love frosted flakes to this day. But that was the sweetest thing I've ever consumed in my entire life to this day.
I have half and half in here right now.
What? Huh?
I have half and half in here right now.
You got frosted flakes?
No.
Yeah. Well, don't combine them
I have
because
oatmeal.
something
That's the
about
only cereal I have in
something
here.
about the thickest milk you can find. It's not the thickest milk you can find. Something about the second thickest milk you can find in this one of the sweetest cereals on planet Earth. It just accentuates the sweetness. Really gets up in there, and then when you eat it, it's like you just shoved your face into a bowl of sugar and just inhaled.
Right.
It was a struggle.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. If I were to do it now, I'd probably immediately go into cardiac arrest. I'm getting up there in age.
You are.
Yeah. I am.
Speaking of,
Tomorrow's my birthday.
tomorrow's your birthday.
Yeah. Today, by the time you're seeing this, it'll be 2 days after my birthday.
Yes.
But I guess this is still my birthday.
Remember, the
episode.
first episode I filmed was the day before my birthday. We've come full circle.
Not really.
We've come half
Full circle. Full circle will be. Actually, we've come maybe a couple segments of a circle because your birthday wasn't that long ago.
No.
In
my head, it's
we will be full circle
circle.
when we're back to your birthday. Then it's full circle.
I guess.
But yeah, so when you're watching this, it'll be 2 days after my birthday. I will be 29 years old in exactly 44 minutes from this exact moment.
Because
in the
yet
podcast.
again, we are filming
super
a
late
midnight podcast.
Yeah, not midnight. It's 11:16
Basically.
p.m. If you just did the math.
Basically.
So 44 minutes from now, I will be 29 years old. Do you know what time of day you were born?
Yes. 10:48 p.m.
I think I was born in the afternoon. So technically speaking, not at midnight, I will be 29, but my mom will correct me.
I was almost the 26th. That's crazy. Think about. I can't imagine being born February 26th. That feels wrong.
Oh, okay. I think it's one of those things that you're thinking about.
It
Yeah.
definitely is.
Your birthday would be exactly the same, just a day later, and you wouldn't know any better.
But I just can't like picture myself being born February 26th.
That's because you were born February 25th.
right.
So that's why. That's like I can't picture myself being born May 8th because I was born May 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyways,
Anyways.
two fancy things happened this past few days. In the past few days, two fancy things happened in the world, both here in America.
Yes, they sure did.
There you go.
They're
One of them,
both certainly fashion things too.
yes, fancy fashion things.
Fancy fashion.
One of them not about fashion. One of them
About
very
fashion.
much about fashion.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about because we're being super cryptic and super dumb, the Kentucky Derby was on Saturday, as it always is, the first Saturday in May. Oftentimes it does fall on my birthday, which is always super fun for me. My 21st birthday was on Kentucky Derby Day.
Wow.
So I had my first legal drink was a mint julep.
Oh.
Yeah. Fantastic
Nice.
drink. But Kentucky Derby was on Saturday. And the Met Gala was yesterday, last night. I don't know how much of the fashion I can get into at the Kentucky Derby simply because it's just big hats.
I would love to go to the
I
Derby.
wanna go
simply
so
to
badly.
wear the hats.
I can't wear a hat because I'm not a woman,
Correct.
but I want to wear
Something
like a pastel suit.
Yeah.
Because pastels are big at the
Mhm.
Derby. You're into spring.
Yes.
But and the thought of like me
Like, the
wearing
whole
like a
thing with
like
the,
a
like,
pink suit.
where the Easter dress was like really popular like
Yeah.
the last year or two.
Yeah.
It's like this, but like times 10.
Yeah. I want to go so badly. I mostly want to go for the horse race because I love betting on the Kentucky Derby.
Interesting.
It's like my favorite thing in the world.
I'm the complete opposite.
You don't like betting?
Not at all.
I grew up betting on the Kentucky Derby.
I would go
like my
purely
entire family
for the
bets on the Derby.
outfit, and like the horses would be like a fun bonus.
I'd go for the horses. The pink suit's a fun bonus.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's like every year for like my birthday, essentially, it was run on the Kentucky Derby at whoever's house we're at.
Yeah.
And we're all betting $2 here, $2 there.
It's fairly big where I'm from. I think it's just like a Southern American thing. I know you're from the North. But
Yeah. I mean, people everywhere get into it.
yeah.
But no, it's endless entertainment for me. I watch the big three: Derby, Preakness, Belmont.
Yeah.
And just love them. They're just so fun. It makes me want to get into like horse betting, not horse racing, horse betting.
Horse betting.
Yeah, it makes me want to throw all my money away on horse races. But
it makes me want to like watch Secretariat or something.
It's a great movie, by the way.
I know.
Fantastic movie. But
or Racing Stripes.
Oh my God.
You ever seen that?
I do remember that. Yes. On my 25th birthday, I don't know that it was actually on my birthday. I don't know if that would line up correctly, but the day that I was celebrating my 25th birthday, at the very least, was the day of the Kentucky Derby, and I bet $5. Nice. I bet $5 on the horse with the worst odds. I always bet on. I'm telling you my betting strategy. I always bet on number 7 because my birthday, and whichever horse, doesn't matter the number, has the absolute worst odds.
Seems like a horrible betting strategy.
Yes, but because if that horse ever wins,
pays off.
I will make a shit ton of money. On my 25th birthday, the horse that had 50-1 odds, if I'm remembering that correctly, yes, 50-1 odds, won. And I won $500 that day. It might have been a $10 bet then, because that's the only way that math would add up. That 50 times 10 is 500. I won $500.
Oh.
And it was the single...
Imagine if you had put in 20.
One of the single greatest moments of my entire life.
I imagine that would feel pretty good.
Oh my God. My entire family, because of course my mom tells everybody everything. My entire family was texting me that day saying congratulations. And I was like, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread.
You know the horse's name?
Rich Strike, which was perfectly named.
Yeah.
Came in, started the race in last place, ran all the way up and won the Derby.
How long is a horse race?
It depends on the speed of the horses.
Lengths?
Yes. Oh, you mean talking about like distance, not time?
Yeah, not time.
Yeah.
Like, track.
Depends on the track.
There's different.
Like
lengths.
the Derby is mile and a quarter. If I'm, you have to fact check me on this.
I only marginally know about the Derby. I don't know much.
I'm pretty sure the Belmont is the longest one. So the third race of the big three is the longest. I think the Preakness is the shortest.
Because this is how you win the Triple Crown, right? You win all three.
Yeah. Derby, Preakness, Belmont.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There was a horse that won the Triple Crown this year or something
there will not be a horse that wins the Triple Crown this year because the horse that won the Derby, named Sovereignty, is not racing in the Preakness, but is racing in the Belmont.
Okay.
Because the owners and the trainers can choose which race they race in. And so, like, if they're like, nah, we don't want to race in that race, they don't have to. They apparently Sovereignty, since the Derby hasn't been eating normally, so they're like, for the health of the horse, we're not going to put him in the Preakness.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. And that's because the Preakness happens 2 weeks after the Kentucky Derby, so like not a lot of recovery time. So they decided not to do it. So unfortunately, we are guaranteed to not get a Triple Crown winner this year, which is never fun. Because the fun of the big three is there going to be a Triple Crown winner?
Yeah.
But alas, here we
I learned in all my research on the Derby in the last few days.
My TikTok in the last few
It's
days,
been a lot.
nothing but Secretariat.
Yeah,
Nothing.
mine has too. And I learned something interesting about Secretariat was that as fast
That it was real.
I knew it was real. I know enough about that
Yeah.
to know it was real. Anyway,
Look, I found out it was real 2 days ago. Okay.
That as fast as Secretariat won, because obviously Secretariat won
The fastest.
Yeah, but like broke all the records
Yes.
and did the Triple
Still holds the
Crown and
record,
still
yes.
holds the record. However, having said that, if you took Secretariat out of the race, the runner-up Sham,
Yep.
also would have broken the record
Mhm.
and won the Triple Crown.
And nobody knows
Nobody
about that
knows
horse.
about Sham
Yeah.
because Secretariat just did it faster.
It was
But
incredible.
Sham also broke the record, like
Yeah.
broke the race record.
Yep.
Like if you had taken Secretariat out,
Mhm.
they would have had it.
Yep.
Which is really interesting to
Yeah. It's incredible. Like
me.
the abilities of those horses
Yeah.
so long ago.
Are still like if you think about the Olympics,
We beat records
as
constantly.
time goes on, technology gets better, athletes get better, nutrition and wellness gets better,
Yeah.
all the things get better.
Yeah.
Those horses, Secretariat was decades ago.
70s.
Yeah. It was 50 years ago, and he's still got the records.
Yeah.
And now all of the horses
Are related to
are
him.
his.
Which is
also funny to me.
wild. It's insane. The genes. And people are just keeping track of this, which is, I mean, of course they
I'm
are, because
sure.
like these are
Big deal.
champion
Big
level
bucks.
horses. Yeah, they're costing millions of dollars,
Mhm.
and several hundred people own all these horses.
Mhm.
It's absolutely fascinating to me. But then as soon as the Belmont's over, I'm just like, all right, well,
All right.
I don't care about horses.
There's no more horse racing.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Horse racing exists for a 1 week period.
Yeah. But it's funny because like even on the day of the Derby's like the 12th race of the day. There are 11 races before it. I don't pay a single ounce of attention to any of them.
Just the big ones.
Just the big ones.
Yeah.
But that day, like it's not even the last race of the day. There are other races after it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares.
Nope.
It's crazy.
They care about the big ones.
Care about the big ones where they can win a lot of money.
Where the money is.
But yeah, $500 on my 25th birthday. So ever since then, I'm like, I'm chasing that high again.
Right.
It was the coolest thing ever.
Which is how addictions start.
I know I'm addicted to gambling.
Okay.
I found out at a young age that I was addicted to
least
gambling
you know.
because I love arcades.
I'm scared of gambling.
Yeah, as you should be. That's how you don't do it.
Yeah.
That's how you don't lose your money. But I knew when I was a kid, I was like, with my love of arcades and spending all my money to get paper to exchange that paper for a prize that I really want.
Yeah.
I was like, I should never go to a casino when I grow up. And then when I turned 18, I immediately went to a casino.
Yeah.
That was like, obviously.
I think I'm just more removed from it too because casinos were illegal in Georgia. I don't know how they were in New York or anything, but
What?
casinos were illegal in Georgia. You had to go to
Until when? Or are
Like-
they still?
There's no casinos in Georgia.
But are they still illegal?
I think so. I think they're trying to get legislature to make them not. Don't know if it's passed yet.
That is wild.
So you have to go to like
There's-
Harrah's or Cherokees in Tennessee or North Carolina.
Oh my
Because I think
God.
it's South Carolina and Georgia. There's no casinos or gambling. Gambling's illegal.
in Buffalo alone.
Like,
I
there's
can
a
think
whole
of
big thing
3 or
with,
4 different casinos.
There's a whole big thing with like the DraftKings things too, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
technically online betting.
Yeah.
So it's a whole big thing in Georgia too. That because it's like toeing the line of what is considered legal and not legal
Yeah,
with
yeah.
betting in Georgia.
That's like down here in Florida, online betting only just became legal with the Hard Rock app. Like, but you
Mhm.
can't use any other app down here.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I think it's just it was never a thing where I was. Like people didn't just go to the casino.
wow. Yeah, I went for my 18th birthday, and then I went again to a different casino that was 21 and up around my 21st birthday. My mom took me to that casino too.
Yeah.
It's just like there's just so many
Yeah.
where
so
I'm from.
I've never been to one. Closest thing we have is Dave and Buster's.
which is honestly better than a casino.
I'm sure.
Because like, here's the thing with casinos, right? Casinos are fun, but they're expensive.
You're going to blow all your money.
And there's only
Which does not
there's only
sound fun to me.
certain kinds of games, and typically you have to know how the game works. You go to Dave and Buster's,
Yeah.
it's pinball, not pinball. It's skee-ball.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how skee-ball works.
More
Everybody
like
can be good at
arcade.
skee-ball. Yeah, it's fun.
Arcade I can do because I feel like you're getting
You are
fun out
you are
of it.
guaranteed to win something.
Yeah. Casinos. You could just lose.
You
You
could
could
just
just
lose.
bust.
Yeah.
Really, I
And if there's one thing that I'm willing to do, it's bust.
you gonna play poker?
Yeah, like Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, like Texas Hold'em.
Yeah,
I told
I'm not
someone
good
I was-
at it, but
Yeah, I'm not good at it either, but I do like to play poker.
Yeah.
I'd never bet anything on poker because
Yeah.
I'm not good at it, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
we should get a poker match going.
I think we should. It'd be fun. I have a poker table. Not here.
I was
At
like,
home.
where?
No, not here.
Why aren't we using that for the podcast?
At home, no. No, at home I have a poker table.
No. Bring it down. Anyways, we spent a long time about the Kentucky Derby. Also,
Also, we have another
the
one.
Met Gala.
The Met Gala.
I've only
Which-
seen a couple of pictures.
So this year, because I was at Epic,
What was the theme?
I can tell you.
Okay.
It was, I had it written down because I knew this was going to come up.
Yeah.
It was super fine,
Super fine.
tailoring black style.
I don't know what that means.
Nobody ever really does know what the theme is,
Right.
which is kind of the point.
Right.
Is the people that dress up, that's the big thing. It's like you either get it right or you get it very wrong.
Yeah.
This year a lot of people got it right and a lot of people got it
I
very
heard a lot of
wrong.
people got it wrong.
Because it obviously was focusing on black style,
Mhm.
which was cool. It was also the first Met in over 20 years that focused on menswear. Usually they don't do that.
Shout out the men.
Mm-hmm. So you saw a lot of the ladies in like
Suits.
that, like vests and
Yeah.
suits and tailored things
That
like
explains why I saw what I saw.
that. Mm-hmm.
The only one I care to talk about, Sabrina Carpenter.
Which I don't actually think I saw her. So let me look it up right
Oh,
now. So what I was going to say
I-
is,
God.
oh, then yes,
Yeah, she's
I
not
definitely
wearing
saw
pants.
this. Wait a minute. I totally
yeah,
saw it.
yeah.
So what I was going to say is every year, I don't watch the Met, but I
look the day after for the pictures.
usually keep track
And
of
by
what
I look,
people.
I mean they pop up on my feed.
No, I usually keep track of what people are wearing. I really like the Oscars, same way I really like the Met. I don't
Yeah.
know why. It's a bunch of celebrities in a room together.
Fun. It's
It's a fun
entertaining.
thing. I really like the Met. Yesterday I did not really get to keep track of it because it was at Epic all day. However, yes, I did see this actually.
Let me see. Sweet Jesus. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Sabrina Carpenter, Met Gala.
Not only is the outfit incredible,
She.
she looks amazing. Like
Yeah.
hair, makeup, face is serving.
Amen.
She looks incredible. She's also, I think she's as tall as me. I think she's like 5'2" ish, 5 foot.
I don't even think
5 foot,
she's-
She's 5 foot. She's a
Yeah.
little bit shorter than me.
She sings it in her song.
Yes, that's why I remembered 5 feet to be exact.
Yeah.
She's wearing heels that are giving her at least 7 inches, 6 inches at least.
I would let her step on my throat with those heels and absolutely pulverize my windpipe.
She looks incredible.
Yeah.
Cape, drain, whatever it is, I don't even know. Looks great.
Yeah.
I did see that
As you should have.
before. Yeah.
If you hadn't seen it, I'd be concerned
Yeah.
for your mental well-being. But yeah, I mean, that's really all I've got to say.
Yeah.
You could talk more about it than I could. I did see today that a lot of people, as a matter of fact, the only thing I saw besides Sabrina Carpenter was how many people did it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that is upsetting.
Because
What's interesting is like the celebrities don't dress themselves.
No, it's
they get invited by the people,
the designers
designing the clothes.
Yes.
Like that's how you go to the
So
Met
it
Gala.
really has nothing to do with
The celebrity.
their choice.
Yeah, it's got everything to do with the designer. And honestly, it's kind of mean that you're shitting all over these
So
designers.
I really liked Tessa Thompson's.
Okay, let's see.
I don't think it's going to be a popular opinion. Well, let me try to find a good picture. Very good picture. They're all very blurry.
There never fails to be some absolutely banging outfits at the Met Gala.
Her outfit is for sure, and it's an interesting one. I think it is very on theme,
Okay.
which is what
The theme we don't know about, yeah. Interesting.
Mhm.
She looks like the Mad Hatter.
yeah, she does.
Yeah.
also has heels that could step on you.
Yeah.
Seems to be a theme.
Yeah.
With the theme.
Heels are fun.
I liked this theme with all the lots of buttons and suits and things like that.
When girls wear suits,
Hot.
I'm a fan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Don't know why, but I am.
Yeah.
They look good.
They look great.
They can make a suit better. They can make a suit look better than I can.
Yeah. I could never pull off a suit. I would look ridiculous.
You'd probably be swimming in it. You'd have to get a very well tailored suit.
Tailored.
Yeah.
It would be
Otherwise, you'd
drowning
just
in
be
it.
like,
I know.
I'm here.
You're in my suit.
You'd look like two really small people stacked together to fit into a suit that was still too big for them.
Yeah. Now, can I tell you, this does not have to do with yesterday's
Yesterday's
Met,
story.
but it does have to do with the Met. Do you know anything about past Met galas at all? Previous.
Depends. Give me some.
My favorite Met
I like the one
outfit
where
ever.
What's her name? Like had the dress that changed into a different dress.
My favorite one.
See, I know the Met.
Blake Lively.
Like Live, that's her name. Jesus Christ. I was like, what's her name? Ryan
years
Reynolds'
ago.
wife?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Showed up in one dress.
She was like resembling the Statue of Liberty, right?
I think
The
that was
theme was
it
like
was the
America that year.
that year was America. Yeah,
it was America something.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because some people did it very bad. As one does. I think somebody dressed up in an eagle outfit, like a full on eagle suit that year.
Yeah, that sounds like something somebody.
I think it was not Russell Crowe. Katy Perry's ex. Russell, you know what I'm talking about?
I do, but I would have agreed Russell Crowe, but
It's not Crowe.
Nah.
He's the singer from Les Mis. Caitlin, do you know who I'm talking about? Who's Katy Perry's ex's name?
you're right, Russell Crowe.
Russell somebody.
Yeah.
Katy Perry's ex. I think he dressed up as the eagle. Anyway,
That
that's
tracks.
regardless. My favorite Met Gala outlook of all time is Blake Lively, which is unfortunate because I don't love her as a person.
She's made some decisions. I still love her. She's still
Recently, she's
one
made
of the
some
most attractive women.
very pretty. Recently,
ever.
she's made some interesting career choices and life choices and all the things choices.
And
However,
I'm
she
gonna let her pass.
has my favorite Met Gala look ever. That's watching that
She
dress
looked
unfold.
so good.
So good. Watching that
good.
transition
Yeah.
of the copper to the silver or
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I know what you meant.
tarnished. So good.
Yeah.
Foaming at the mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Hey, take it easy there. Rabid. I was literally rabid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my
Drool was dripping out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I cannot explain it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, absolutely stunning.
Ryan
Ryan Reynolds looked good too. He could wear a t-shirt and jeans and he'd look good.
Even better.
Yeah.
Zendaya usually never misses.
Fair.
Let us look up Zendaya's Met look this year.
I thought I saw a picture, but now I'm
I've
skipping my
I've
mind.
also seen it.
And then what do they
Again.
do? So they like show off these fancy outfits on these steps.
It's not as extravagant as her past ones, but
Fun hat. That could be derby wear.
could be derby wear. But again, women in suits.
Yeah, love it. Flared.
Flared leggings.
Flared pants.
Leggings.
No, they were just pants.
Pants.
Easy there. Gonna set yourself off. No, flared
Why
pants.
did we both just do
A
that at the
flared
same
pant-
time? We
a
both
flared
just
pantsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So what happens?
So the Met is a museum.
I know that.
It's
I'm
a
not
fashion-
that dumb.
Yeah. Then they go
The
in.
Metropolitan.
They go in. It's supposed to be a charity event.
Yes.
So these designers basically are donating these outfits. I keep wanting to call them costumes. They're not costumes.
Some of them are costumes.
Yeah. That's just what it feels like because it's very Hunger Games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's serving capital.
It's serving capital. They're donated to, I believe, like conservation of art and like the arts, fine arts, things like that. It goes
Right, yeah.
towards stuff like that.
People that rich people care about. Or
Yes.
things that rich people
Things
care
that
about.
rich people care about, probably not benefiting poor people
Anybody.
very much.
Yeah.
But it's a charity auction.
These outfits are donated to the Children's Foundation.
Yeah, it's like a charity donation and auction, but it doesn't really help the people that it probably should help,
I think it just
as
helps
most
the
things
rich people
tend
yeah.
to do. It was like, do you remember 3 years ago now. Whenever they did the French Renaissance one or whatever. Hallie, whatever her face is from TikTok, and she dressed up as Marie Antoinette and said, "Let them eat cake," and it was like in the midst of all the like political unrest. When they're not, but like it was very poor taste.
Mm-hmm.
You not remember that?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Okay. She like did a TikTok and it was like, "Let them eat cake" in the Marie Antoinette dress.
Yes.
And everybody like was like, "Why are you doing that right now?" When I think it was like in the midst of like the Roe v. Wade and all that stuff. And it just was not received very well.
Right.
Rich people mocking poor people.
Yeah.
And saying they're helping them, but not really.
Right. So then after the steps, they go inside.
They go into the museum.
And what happens in there?
I don't know. And I don't
Because when I hear gala, I think like
they go to
ball.
look at like art and stuff.
Okay.
I think it's just kind of they go in. I know it's a party, like they have drinks and stuff.
Yeah, I imagine as much.
And I know there is like an after party too, because there's outfits for the after. There's
always an after party.
There's the outfits.
Celebrities can't go out with each other without there being an after party. Yeah.
But they like have different outfits for the after party too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not as
extravagant.
Yeah, thank you. That's the word. That's the exact word I was looking for.
You're welcome.
I was gonna say obscure, but
I may not have grammar, but I've got vocabulary.
I may not have grammar, but I may have vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they go into the museum. I think they look around.
Put that on a T-shirt.
What?
I may not have grammar, but I have vocabulary.
Yeah. But put a comma in like the wrong place or something.
Yeah. I, comma, may not know grammar.
Right.
But I know vocabulary.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the Met Gala.
Pretty cool. I'd love to go watch people.
Yeah. It also was a blue carpet. I don't know if it's normally a blue carpet this year.
I don't know.
It was.
Wasn't it like speckled?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the theme again?
It's black style, something with black style.
Trying to think of what the blue could be related to, but
Tailoring black style, super fine.
they were, and she was super fine.
Yes.
Amen.
That one girl.
Rabid.
Foaming at the mouth.
I've
got one more question for you.
Go for it, please.
It's a short question. I mean,
I'll start getting trivia.
Yeah, it's a shorter question. So some people in their house have a place in their house where they store
Most people have places in their house
where they store their automobiles and cars.
Oh, we are talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where
They store their automobiles and cars.
Yes.
A carport.
A carport.
Yeah.
That word that is for that place where you store cars in a house.
Yes.
How do you pronounce it?
I pronounce it the normal way, the correct way, which is garage.
Okay.
How do you pronounce it?
Garage.
One more time?
Garage.
I'm going to need you to say it slower.
Garage.
You're saying GR.
Grage.
Right, that's the incorrect spelling.
Garage.
You no longer have vocabulary. You've lost vocabulary and grammar. You have nothing. You have...
I need a shirt that just crosses out the whole thing.
Yeah. You have no... What's that quote from Pride and Prejudice?
Which one?
Which one what? Which quote?
Yes. The whole movie.
I know, but there's one specific line that I'm thinking of, and I can't. It'll come to me later.
Okay.
You're just wrong.
Garage.
Right. Caitlin, you want to weigh in on this?
Grage.
Okay. So Caitlin's right.
2 syllables.
She says garage because there are 2 syllables.
So we were
because
talking
there's
about this at work, and there was
7 letters. 6 letters.
There was a
garage.
divide.
Can I spell? Grage. 6 letters.
6.
So 2 syllables.
Garage.
You also say j as opposed to j. Like not a
garage.
Yeah, like I say garage. Some people do say garage, which is just like fuck you.
J.
Not ganache. It's garage. But so you say garage.
In the same sense that I also say crayon.
I say crayon. People that say crayon, fancy motherfuckers.
It's the same thing. That is the same exact thing, Joe.
I will give you the fact that crayon is arguably wrong. But it's not
Garage?
as wrong as garage.
Garage and cran are the same thing.
Right. So you're admitting that cran is wrong. Therefore, you're admitting that garage is wrong. Therefore, you're admitting that you're wrong.
Maybe I'm admitting that it's wrong. You cannot agree with one or the other. Like you cannot do both.
I just did.
You can only do one.
What are you gonna have a bunch of wives? You just sounded like.
You have one wife.
I can do.
You can only have one.
I can do whatever I want. I say garage.
My other question to you is
I
how do you
also say
spell the
cran.
word cran?
CRAYON.
CRAN.
Okay, but you're actually wrong.
Cran.
Unless you're referring to a
I
cranberry.
don't genuinely spell it that way, but like that's how it's spelled. Cran. CRAN.
Cran is spelled CRAYON.
The same way garage is spelled GRAGA.
Yeah. So disappointed.
I'm mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed because it like actually hurts. When we talked about this at work, I actually never thought that you and I would disagree on it, if I'm being brutally honest.
Really?
Yeah, I thought everybody was against the one person that we were all against. You just sat there
Rush.
quietly and
I
didn't
definitely
say
agreed with
anything.
her at work.
Well, I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay. Per usual.
Yeah. Because it's just wrong.
Garage.
I've actually
Okay.
until today I've never heard somebody not say garage or garage. but-
Garage sounds like that hurts my brain.
I mean, I'm overemphasizing,
garage.
but I like.
Garage. I mean, I don't think I truly say like garage, but like it's not as pronounced as it's not garage.
I don't say garage.
You have.
Yeah, to emphasize that there are two syllables.
Garage.
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 Not that.
Garage. You park your car in the garage.
No.
I'm going to go park my car in the garage.
Garage.
I think the worser part is.
I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw the
I knew
microphone.
that I was going to do that. I think the worser part is the.
Don't repeat it.
is the j instead of the j.
Well, then say garage.
You were saying j.
Yeah.
Garage.
No. I understand what I say. I will
Garage.
accept garage. I will not accept no guh. There is a guh for a reason.
Garage. Garage. Park your car in the garage.
Like guh, Linda. The guh.
the Linda. But she drops it.
Yeah, you're
guh.
not her, so don't drop
The
it.
guh is silent.
Not anymore, it's not. The guh's back.
Glinda.
Guh, Raj, or Raj. However you want.
Raj. In the Raj.
You could say garage for all I care, as long as there's
Rage.
2 syllables. It's spelled garage.
Rage.
Rage. Fucking the garage. Anyways, pick a number.
4. That truck broke this morning.
What?
Sorry.
Which country was the first to have its own phone number? How does a country have a phone number? Sounds like some shit that America would pull.
Sure does. Are we doing that one?
Yeah, you picked it.
Okay. Well, you usually override which ones I pick. You usually say, no, we're not going to do that one.
Well, usually because I'm looking at the questions and I go, we'll never get an answer for that. Be here all night.
Which country had the first phone number? Or was the first country to have a phone number?
Which country was the first to have its own phone number?
I
I
think
have a
I
severe
am
lack
too.
of confidence, though.
Me too.
You think you're locked in, or you are locked in?
I'm locked in. I think I am also severely lacking in confidence.
Wow, my pant is really showing off a lot of ank there. What is your answer?
I went with England.
I went with Canada.
Interesting.
One of us will be closer. Odds are it's going to be you.
Picked a very centrally located country.
Sweden. The official phone number, 467717933336, is part of a marketing campaign from the Swedish Tourist Association. That's hard to say. Swedish Tourist Association.
Swedish Tourist Association.
That's tough. Mouthful. A lot of S's. Okay. So Sweden makes you closer.
Yes.
which I think ties us up again.
Is this up? Woohoo!
Woohoo! Let me just double check. 2,
I now have
4.
4.
You're at 4 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks left. We're all tied up.
Woohoo!
Anything could happen. Stop saying woohoo like that. Where can the people?
Woohoo!
You got anything else to talk about before we send it to?
Um.
Just to make sure
That was
before I cut
everything
you
I
off. I
had.
feel like I cut you off a lot sometimes.
Oh, here, man.
What? Man.
I said under my breath. Well, you're a man.
Ah. See, my goal was for you to say a long enough sentence there for me to cut you off, and then you just went. I was like, all right, okay. Now I have to ask you to repeat yourself and sound like an idiot. Where can the people find you? Anyways, you can follow me. Yes, still got her. The men win again.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Where can the people find you?
Did I finish this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
By all means, I hope so. That's what she said. The men win again. Number 2. TikTok and Instagram at Annabelle.Kessinger. And that's pretty much it. And then her eat of the week is probably something from Epic Universe.
Yes, it was actually.
The men win again. Let's go. Nope. Yeah, I mean, you could just see the shadow of me actually going for the high five. Like, honestly, people watching probably just like, this man just high five nothing.
My eat of the week is we got a hot honey chicken pizza from Pizza
I thought you were just
Moon.
gonna say a hot dog.
No.
I got a hot dog.
I got a hot dog.
Hot honey
Let
chicken.
me finish. Sorry. We got a hot honey chicken pizza. We got a hot honey chicken pizza from Pizza Moon at Epic Universe in Celestial Park. So good. What?
What was on the pizza?
Honey and chicken.
Just some honey.
It's too late. I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
It was chicken and peppers and sausage and honey
That does sound good.
and some kind of cheese.
Was it like a slice or was it a?
We got a 12-inch pizza because we split it.
Okay.
Only what, $15 for the 12-inch, and like
More than $1 a slice. You are aware of that, right?
Yes, but like we could have had 3 people eat this pizza. It said for 2. It said 12-inch for 2. So we got it to split. We could have split it with 3 people. I think it was a good deal.
I could eat a whole 12-inch pizza.
Congrats.
You can follow me on my photography Instagram, Sharky_photography. My regular Instagram is Secret Agent Sharky. And my eat of the week. You know, it's tough sometimes to think of food you eat on a weekly basis.
Every week. I cannot think of a single thing.
Week. Especially when all I had to eat the past week for lunch at work was taco meat. I haven't had tacos. I've just had ground beef.
I don't know why everything you say right now is the funniest thing.
Yeah.
I think it's the fact that I woke up at 5:30 this morning and it's
I woke up at
midnight.
4 a.m. Sorry. Anyways, I had a lot of ground beef, and I don't eat tacos. I eat taco bowls. So, like, I will put ground beef in a bowl, toss some Doritos in there, maybe some lettuce and some hot sauce, and then I mix it all up, and that's my taco. So that's what I've had for lunch every day this week.
Yeah.
And it's great. I just don't know if it's worthy of being my eat of the week.
But if it's the only thing you ate this week.
But I genuinely can't remember anything else I had to eat. So I think I have to go with taco bowls. Homemade, though. I made them myself.
Yeah?
No, that's a lie. Riley made them. I usually make them, but Riley did. She's knocked. Good thing I'm driving home. As for the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter at CSGPod. That is CSGPOD. Follow us on TikTok at The Shuffle Podcast. And on Instagram at the Shuffle_podcast. Watch our clips and our reels. And then subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all at the Shuffle Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will talk at you next week to recap whatever happens tomorrow for my birthday party.
Knowing us, something crazy.
Something crazy. Apparently, everybody's dressing up.
There's so many people that's gonna go.
A lot of people. Arguably too many.
Arguably too many.
But I appreciate everybody coming out. Anyways, bye everybody.